First of all, fantastic results on Saturday. Just tell me, what's that done really in terms of the confidence of the camp, would you say?
Well, it's started to repair a good bit of damage that had been done over the past month, and but obviously Saturday will go a long way to as I say, getting those levels back up, and you know, hopefully the boys can build on that. You know, there's no reason why they can't.
What's the last month been like, Dave, behind the scenes? How difficult has it been?
It's been tough. It's been really strange because, you know, a lot of the games, you know, without going back over it all, a lot of the games, you know, you felt, whether it be the circumstances in terms of sending us off, referees, and I'm not making excuses here, you know, you were never felt that we were completely out of games at any stage. We were always in the games, you know, other than the Stevenage performance where we felt we were poor, you know, there was always glimmers there that we felt, you know, there's something to build on, or that, you know, we're not far off, you know. So it's been really strange. Normally, you know, on a string of results, you're looking at maybe 3 or 4 performances where you really worry about the players, you know, and we never really worried about them. It was just a worry about getting that result, you know, and when it was going to come. So yeah, it's been a tough month. Of course it has, Mike. You know, there's no hiding behind that. But you know, we never lost faith in the lads at all. No.
The manager mentioned after the game on Saturday, he talked about the support of the owners and how helpful that's been really, and how important. I mean, just tell me about that, Dave. Obviously, you've been in the game long enough to been through downs like this.
Well, absolutely. You know, and I think it's. You know, it was a massive support to, you know, not only the manager and the staff, but obviously the players as well. That, you know, when things are not quite as you'd like, you know, you need everyone. And, you know, and Carol certainly led from the top there, you know, and I think that's important because that's obviously the most important position at the football club other than the manager. And, you know, there was no wavering. You know, Carol, you know, we had a Christmas card signing on the Monday, and Carol, you know, as she does, addressed the group, and, you know, was really positive. It was almost like day one in the building. You know, it was, you know, it was really refreshing to see that, you know, her optimism and her belief in what we were trying to do, and the group, you know, hadn't diminished at all. You know, and even Patrick, who's been around the club, and, you know, really positive, really upbeat. You know, not coming in and, you know, no long faces, as it were, even though, you know, they know we're feeling it. Of course we are. You know, we're professional people. You know, you want to be winning matches. But no, their support has been, you know, it's been top draw, really has. And we're pleased for them as well. You know, pleased for them to get the result because, you know, as positive as they have been around, you know, they're no different to anyone else. They'll feel it that probably more than most, you know.
If I can ask you about 1 or 2 individual performances, Dave, from Saturday. I think last time I spoke to you, you mentioned Devante Rodney, and you said, you know, he's still developing, but there's a lot of good parts to his game.
Yeah.
I felt a bit sorry for him in the respect he didn't score on Saturday, but just how pleased were you, you know, with his overall game and his importance to the team?
I think that was his best performance for us, you know, and he's not scored, and you know, so that says it all, really. No. You know, Devante's got the bits and pieces, you know, he just, and he showed glimpses, but overall his performance I thought was excellent. On, you know, he occupied them 3 centre-halves. They you know, they never were comfortable with him at any stage of the game. And he provided goals for, whether it be getting us a penalty, whether it be slipping Monty in for his finish. You know, it was a real thorn in their side, that's for sure, and a good outlet for us. You know, we could either play up to D and he got hold of it, or we could play him down the side and he'd get on the end of it with his pace. So it was a real outlet for us, and as I say, he really occupied their back 3.
Manio Yaliki's putting 1 or 2 games together now, and I think we're starting to see that on the pitch, the influence he's making. Just tell me what you think of the difference he's making to the side.
Yeah, you know, Manny's a big player for us, and it's been such a shame with the injuries and he's had. Hopefully, the signs are, touch wood, that he's putting those behind him now, and he's able to get a run of games, which will coincide with him finding the form. And if he finds the form that we know he's capable of, then we've got a top midfield player, in our group, and he can only strengthen our side. There's no question about that. Now, delighted with Manny. He certainly, he looked as if he could play another game. On Saturday he was full of running, and so hopefully he can build on that, and we can get a good succession of games from him.
We've seen more of Alex Hurst in the trophy games and cup games, obviously, rather than the league. But it was nice to see him get his debut. Just how pleased have you been with his progress?
Yeah, he's well in the cup games. He's done very well. He's a great lad. He comes in, he trains, works hard. Always wants to do a little bit more, whether that be in the gym, whether that be a little bit of finishing, a little bit of crossing after training. So he's one of them boys that you want to do well. And he's really progressed. He had a really tough loan spell last year. Funny enough, we were talking to him about it a couple of weeks ago. And whilst he probably felt it was doing him harm, I think in the long run it's toughened him up mentally, physically, because no disrespect to Bradford Park North, where he was at last year. They had a tough season, and it must have been tough for Alex. He could have easily have come to us and said, can you get us out of there? But not at any stage did he do that, and he stuck it out. And I think he's better for it this year.
Is a long-term plan with him? If there's an opportunity to get him on loan, would you look at that, or are you happy to sort of keep him around the group at the moment?
Well, we're happy to have him with us at the moment, that's for sure. Because there's one or two that knocks and bumps and bruises and what have you in the fixtures are, as you know, they're coming thick and fast. So it's good that we've got Alex with us, but we have to look after his own development. And if it gets to a stage where he's not figuring or he's not getting enough game time, then that would be something we'd look at for him. But it'd be hopefully higher up the pyramid than what it was the last time we sent him out.
Yeah. The manager said last week, just updating us on injuries, he mentioned that Danny Whitehead might be able to train this week. Just what's the latest on that one, Dave?
Yeah, well, he hasn't trained this morning, but he was out on the grass with Chris. So what stage he's at? I think that's his first time in terms of being outside. So he's obviously making progress, Mike. So hopefully towards the back end of the week, we may sort of have him back in terms of unopposed type work. Yeah. Okay.
And Dave, looking forward to the Wolves game. I think every manager will probably say, well, we treat every game seriously. I just wonder, in this year with prize money being available and obviously finances being difficult for all clubs, does this take on an extra importance?
Yeah, I think obviously, the monetary issues are, they obviously play a massive part this year, more so than the last or any other time really with the circumstances. But from a footballing perspective as well, I think we've had enough of losing football matches last month. So it's another opportunity to go and win a game. So that's what we'll be trying to do.
Yeah, and you've made plenty of changes in the previous games. Fair to assume it'll be the same tomorrow, Dave? Yeah,
we'll try and get some minutes into one or two more, and that certainly didn't figure as much on Saturday, but certainly a strong side going out. Yeah.
Luke, first of all, I just wanted to ask you, what have the last 3 weeks been like for you? It must have been a roller coaster from being sent off against Tranmere to coming back in that performance against Bolton. Just tell me about it.
Yeah, like you say, obviously the big disappointment of being sent off, and then sort of the result then from that game in terms of being 2-0 up, being comfortable, and then losing obviously 4-3 and in the manner that we did so late on, and you feel responsible for that then in terms of myself. And then obviously the results that followed were disappointing, obviously all by the odd goal, and obviously coming in everyday training with the lads, and obviously they're disappointed with the results, and you can't affect anything really. Obviously not available for the 3 games, but sort of fortunately they were over in the space of a week really, Saturday, Tuesday. So in some cases you can wait a month until you're playing again. So that at least that was over quick. And then we had the Leyton Orient game, which obviously we lost, but we felt as a team, players, manager, that the performance was better. It was just conceding the late goal again, which was frustrating. And then, great to bounce back on Saturday with, I think the main thing was to get 3 points, get a result, but obviously to do it in the manner which we did made it that much sweeter.
Yeah, there's a great stat that Vale have only won one game, I think, in the 14 that you haven't been involved in, if you see what I mean. So it just shows your influence in the team. But I suppose that's not much consolation to you when you're having to sit on the sidelines.
No, exactly. And I think we were in a really good position at that point. And I think you always look at ifs and buts. And if we win that game, and then I think if we'd have beat Tranmere and then got on to beat Scunthorpe, we could have been joint top of the league. And so we put a lot of hard work into the start of the season and building up to those games, and then for it just to sort of fall away a little bit is gutting and disappointing. And when I felt responsible myself, and then nobody really says it directly, but obviously it's crossing everyone's mind. Well, if we didn't get Joyce sent off and we had 11 men and we're 2-0 up with 40 minutes to go, then you back yourself to go and win the game, and then obviously you get the stick on social media and all that side of it. So it is hard to get away from it, and then obviously the results that follow kind of compound it a bit. But I just need to make sure now I'm obviously got my place back in the team, that hopefully we can get a run going again and build on Saturday's win.
What's it been like behind the scenes before the Bolton game? Because it must put pressure on everybody, even though you're playing well. When the results aren't coming, it must be difficult.
Yeah, of course it does, and it's difficult when you lose any game. But then when you lose, 5 on the bounce in the league, and you're talking to people, say, "Oh, what's wrong? What's going on?" And you're like, "Well, you can't put your finger on something because everything's pretty much the same. The preparation, the work that we're doing in training, we're not doing anything different to what we were doing when we started the campaign so well and we're winning games. You can say, oh, we just had a bit of bad luck, but I think sometimes that's too easy of an excuse to give. We're conceding poor goals at bad times. We're conceding, late goals, which don't really give you much opportunity then to come back and get some out of the game, like we did at Newport and obviously the Tranmere game, and obviously Leyton Orient was the 86th minute. So there's never a good goal to concede, but we were conceding poor goals, and we did a lot of work on that last week. We did some video work, we did some work out on the training pitch, and that was better on Saturday. Still, we can improve. Still don't want to concede 3 goals, but obviously to win the game was the main thing.
What was that like for you as a Bolton supporter? Your first time, I believe, playing against them, and then to be part of a performance like that.
Yeah, it was good. It was no hiding from it. It made a bit sweeter because I've been released from Bolton twice as a kid, so I'd had the knockbacks there, and a lot of my family, like everyone, probably seen it already. A lot of family friends are all Bolton fans. Live 4 miles from the stadium. Majority of the kids that I coach in the academy are all Bolton fans, just like the mums and dads. So there's been a bit of banter leading up to it anyway, so it was nice just to get that win. It was nice to play there. Obviously, shame no fans there, but I was just throughout the game just thinking, just don't make any mistakes, Luke. Don't make any mistakes. Just get through the game, and we got the win, and I've just chuffed a bit just to get that win.
So are all that family and friends still speaking to you after what happened on Saturday?
So far, a little bit on a knife edge. I've had a few messages, and but no, they're all right. They understand that it's football, and I've got to do what's best for me. So I won't have it any other way. So
it must be terrific in terms of the confidence of the group and the players involved on Saturday. Not to just win, but to score 6. First time in 33 years Vale have done that away from home. I mean, it must make a hell of a difference. Yeah,
of course it does, and it just gives everyone that lift. Everyone comes in on a Monday, and you've got a bounce in your step, and everyone's a bit louder, a bit livelier, and you can just see that kind of mood is lifted off the shoulders, really. And you're going in tomorrow now thinking, let's get another win under our belt, and hopefully that them 5 defeats can then turn into 2, 3, 4 wins on the bounce, and hopefully get some momentum going into a busy Christmas period.
Yeah, you mentioned the Wolves game. How important is that in terms of the finances of the trophy, but also, as you said, just building a bit of momentum after Saturday?
Yeah, well, it's the next game, and that's the most important game. We want to go and win that game, and like you say, it's another opportunity to get another win, and then before you know it, we've won 2 games on the bounce. It sounds a hell of a lot better than losing 5 league games on the bounce. So it's just keep that confidence going, keep that momentum, keep the belief, and hopefully, like I say, keep a run going that we can build on.
From what you've seen, is we talk a lot about Vale being, top 7 being a target. How realistic is that, do you think, for this group?
I think, we just aim, like I said, a bit boring, aim to win the next game. But if you're winning games, then we're going to be up there. And our belief is to win every game we play. And I think the ultimate aim then's got to be up to, you want to be top of the league, like everyone does in this league. So we want to win as many games as we can. And, we've been up there for a little spell this season. We've dropped off now, but hopefully now we can build that momentum again to get back up there. We believe we can. We believe we've got good players, before the season started and during pre-season and even after the first few games when we're winning, people are saying a lot of good things about us. And, look at the strength and depth they've got. They've got good players and we know we've got that. It's up to us to go on the pitch and show that and get results to earn the right to be up there.
And finally, just a general one for me about fans not being in the ground. I just wonder what that's been like. You've played, over 500 games in front of crowds, and then we've had this really weird season. Just what's that like to be a part of?
It is strange. It's bizarre. Obviously, we're getting used to it a little bit now. I've played a lot of games where you would think there's not many fans there anyway. So it's not. I can draw on a bit of experience from that. It's not like the Etihad every week. But still, it is frustrating. It's you can't wait for that first game we do get back where there will be fans. And I think I read an interview over the weekend of I think it might have been Troy Deeney on Talk Sport said there might have only been 2,000 at their game, but it was great to hear that buzz in the background as you're warming up. And as you come out for kick-off, you hear 2,000 fans cheering you on. So it'd be great to have that back. It is strange, and I'd like to think when they do come back, it'll only help us and kick us on a little bit more.